Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good morning, I'm Keone Mo here with your 10 a.m. news update. Prime Minister Mark Carney has pitched his Liberal government's budget. He says the fiscal plan was made to tackle a time of global trade disruption, deep divisions, and accelerating technological changes.
These profound changes demand a bold response, and that's what we got yesterday. Canada's new government tabled our first budget. We presented a clear picture of what's happening to our economy and what's being taken from us.
The Liberal caucus is now just 2 seats away from forming a majority in the House of Commons after Nova Scotia MP Chris D'Entremont crossed the floor from the Conservatives. He says it's about understanding where we are in Canadian history.
It's time to actually try to lead a country, to try to make it better and not try to knock it down, not to continue to be negative.
Canadian trust in traditional institutions is wavering. Reporter Gabe Liesi has more on the story.
Trust in traditional institutions is dropping across the country. Statistics Canada released a report in June with data from 2023 showing that only 47% of Canadians have a high level of trust in the media. Bob Linden is a retired radio reporter, editor, and news director whose career behind the microphone spanned more than 35 years. He has become concerned over the last number of years in the rise of what he calls opinion journalists and would like to return to an era where facts drove the conversation.
Something needs to happen that we sort of return to, but I'd like to know the truth, please. Where am I going to go and find it? And for that, it's going to be a trust issue.
Linden feels the public is best served when reporters and journalists present unbiased information and people think critically for themselves. Gabe Liesi, BCIT News.
The AI Film Festival in Vancouver showcased not only films, but how an industry is changing. Patrick McConnell has more.
The Macmillan Space Center hosted Vancouver's first ever AI Film Festival. Solo animators showed off eye candy that would once have required an entire team to create. The tech-heavy crowd simultaneously bemoaned the loss of jobs while celebrated the barriers to entry for animation dropping significantly. Luke Miniker directed one film and has been working in animation for decades. He says that while animation is changing fast, it will always need skilled creatives.
What I find is interesting is this narrative that AI creates slop and it's stealing people's jobs. Okay, those two things can't be true. If it's only creating slop, then how is it stealing people's jobs if people don't like it?
Patrick McConnell, BCIT News.
Zoran Mamdani is the newly elected mayor of New York City. The Democrat went from a state lawmaker to one of the most discussed politicians in this electoral race. Mamdani beat out former Governor Andrew Cuomo and the Republican Curtis Sliwa. His victory has made New York City history as its first Muslim mayor, the first of South Asian heritage, as well as the first born in Africa. He will also be the city's youngest mayor in over 100 years. Mamdani will take office on January 1st. President Donald Trump's power to impose tariffs is before the Supreme Court. This will be a pivotal test of the extent of the power of the executive branch. It will also have trillion-dollar implications for the entire global economy. Challengers of Trump's power says he is illegally using an emergency law to claim near limitless powers to impose tariffs. And it is American small businesses that pay the price. The Trump administration says the law allows the president to regulate importation, which includes tariffs. Trump himself has called the case one of the most important in history, and ruling against him would be catastrophic for the economy. And the shutdown of the U.S. government is in its 36th day, marking the longest shutdown ever in the country. For weather, it's going to be a little wet today with light rain and a high of 12 degrees and a low of 9. This was Keone Mo with BCIT News for your 10 a.m. morning update.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT.
I knew a bit about Lightroom and Photoshop before coming into the program, but I didn't really know much about Premiere, and that kind of scared me. And so BCIT has really helped to kind of grow my skills in video editing, which is something I didn't really think I could do before and actually really enjoy now. It also taught me how to use the big cameras, so I can use more than just a DSLR now, which is very helpful as well.